teams have out-of-conference games early in the season, but now is where it matters the most. You talk to any coach, they'll tell you, David, number one on the goal sheet is to win your conference.
And I think it's so hard because of the familiarity. You play these same teams every single year. You know them inside and out. They know your scheme, you know their scheme, and sometimes the momentum of the moment can be tough, so got to continue to play well within the conference.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, back up inside their 20. From the gun, wants to pass. Shoots it to the left. He put it out there for him, and the senior gave him a chance, but they couldn't make the connection.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win first and second down. You set up third and longs like that. You can show your exotic looks. You can get the pass rush going. Everybody in the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force fourth downs.
Missouri will have to send out the punt team. A quick 3 and out, and they're already giving up the ball. Makes the catch. Wants to make a move upfield. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
Might be calling a hot route. Looking for a man. It's Jennings. Good timing on the quick out. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a first and goal from the 10.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
This tough running gets it down to the 4. Now the offense tries to punch it in on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. And he'll get this one back to the line of scrimmage, but no farther than that.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here. Just be smart with the football.
Looking to the end zone on 3rd and goal. First score of the game goes up.
And in that goal line situation, awesome job by the tight end, winning his one-on-one battle, making an easy target for his QB.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. see if they can be more productive this time around. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Man, this defense is setting the tone early. 3 and out on the first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, they get a TFL. They are sending a very clear and distinct message to this offense. They are going to set the tone of this game.
Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. The Tigers really need to keep this drive alive on third down. They'll try to get the first through the air. Throws to the wideout. Oh, and he just flat dropped it. You do not see this guy do that very often. It'll be fourth down.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
So Missouri will have to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Signals for the fair catch, and that's where they'll put it in play just outside the 20. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Looking for a man. It's Jennings. Snagged in the middle. It's Johnson. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. The Mustangs racing to the line in the hurry-up. Wants to adjust the pattern. Going to take a shot on 2nd and short. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
And the Mustangs come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Just going to keep it at that snap. And with that effort, they pick up a fresh set of downs. They have it at the 34-yard line. The Mustangs will snap it on 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down. Makes the grab. It's Hudson. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Not difficult, not complicated, but early in the game, getting that rhythm. Find that timing to wide receiver so you're set up for success. Then you go attack deep later on.
A little bit more to go after that last completion. They'll try to pick it up on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Here's the pressure. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
He didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell in.
We'll see if they go back to the air after the incompletion. It's 3rd and 5. To the air. It's Jennings. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. And the Mustangs will bring the punt team onto the field. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. Pulls it, fired complete. Oh, he's got some space. Huge play there into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 46.
And that's the beauty of this offense and this playmaker at wide receiver. Throw the ball short, but what he does after the catch, he's just got so much speed, so dynamic with the football, and this is why they get it to him short, because he can take it to the house or make a big play on any reception.
All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Gets it all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19 before being hauled down.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
And with a hallelujah land. Touchdown, Missouri!
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Wide receiver comes in motion. They'll leave it with him. Man, he is hard to wrap up as he gets it to the 32-yard line.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
Grab near the marker. It's Renson. There we go. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. The Mustangs want to pick up the tempo. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Down to the 16-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Get ready. He might want another play. Dropping back, it's Jennings. Pocket breaking down. He just tossed that one out of bounds. You avoid the sack, you avoid the turnover. You've got more plays here on 3rd down.
In most instances, I would say really, really nice decision by the quarterback. But when you've got speed like this guy has, I think he sometimes, instead of throwing it away, would like to see him take off and see if he can go make something with his feet.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Caught close to the marker. It's Renson. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, but they've got it 1st and goal. We're through one, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. They fought to a standstill in the first. Let's see who gets the edge early in the second. Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line.
Blue 22! Blue 22!
Wide receiver going in motion. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
The run up the middle, trying to find his way to the goal line. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on 2nd down, this little 3rd to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe get...
And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, SMU.
I'll tell you what, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this in the quarterback. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. It just dictates too much to the defense. QB runs it for 6.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, your game is a big one, but so is this battle right now. is in front. They've played awfully well today, and while there's no Dante Culpepper out there, this group is hanging tough. They're up by 7 over Rice. We'll circle back. If anything big happens in this clash in the American, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us.
This offense is really struggling, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen. To galvanize your bit offensively. That's not the case there. They try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
Complete to the left. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
They'll run it from the gun. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down. Missouri wants to go fast. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Fires downfield. Got his man on the right. Touchdown, Tiger. A great catch and run for 6. The extra point here would tie the game.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you want to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
After the productive first down play in 2nd and 6. Quarterback may change this route. To the air, it's Jennings. Catch in the middle, it's Johnson. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Guys, let's have a look at SMU. By the end of the day, one of these two teams will control their conference destiny the rest of the way. Potential bye in the college football playoff on the line. This game critical at this point in the season for both teams.
And so much talent in this game, too. Outstanding coaching staffs, NFL talent on both teams going into this one. David, this might be a rematch in the conference championship game. We might get to see this matchup again.
Yeah, and it's so nice to have two teams playing so well at the top of their conference. You know this game matters. There's no sleepwalking into this game. You see the numbers at the top of the conference. It's you and it's them. Who's going to come out today?
Wants to throw on first down. Unloads it downfield. And it slips through his fingers. Incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
That's one of those plays where you're going, man, he probably could have made that. The defense wasn't great on the play, but guess what? It goes down as an incompletion. Those are one of those bullets that you got to dodge throughout a game to get the win, to limit those big plays.
Second down, he'll throw it. Unloads to the wideout. He's got it. And he's brought down after a nice game. Last season, Kevin Jennings took over as the SMU quarterback, and they went 11-1 before stumbling in the ACC championship game and in the college football playoff. What does he need to focus on in terms of improvement?
Just avoiding the turnovers, Reese. If Kevin Jennings does that, then this offense is virtually unstoppable. Because of his ability to extend plays and create, his accuracy thrown vertically down the field, SMU has everything they need. Rhett Lashley is going to have a lot of fun calling plays. If this guy takes that next step, watch out. This is a team vying for the college football playoff.
Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Good awareness by the defense. In this situation on the field, you know there's coordinators that like to try to take shots deep down the field and catch you napping. The defense was ready for that one.
So now it's second and long. Wants to throw. It's Jennings. Scrambling away. He'll take another shot here. Intercepted. Oh, what a play. Takes it the other way. They finally get him down, but a huge return. Not only do they get the ball back, but man, did they set up some field position. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Looking downfield on first down. He's got an open man. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11. They've got him wobbling after that big play now to pay it off on 1st and 10 from inside the 15. Use the play fake, now to throw. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
High quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. He caught it. And it's a catch, but he's got enough for the first down. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. On 1st and goal, Missouri will try to strike Pater. Quarterback keeper. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Tiger.
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground. Take the lead going into the half. Take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Back to pass, it's Jennings. Grabbed over the middle, it's Knight.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Grab near the middle, it's Knight. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. Quarterback making checks. Looking to throw on 1st down. Catched in the middle, it's Knight. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running, 2nd down coming. Back to pass. Intercepted, a Let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
Pressure got to the QB that time. He was trying to find his check down out of the backfield, but the hit forced the incompletion.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. He wants to take the top off. He's got it down the right side. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this offense. They'll immediately call timeout. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Quarterback will keep it. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Missouri!
You know, there's so many coaches out there in two-minute situations at the end of the half with a lead that'll just be happy taking the lead into halftime. This guy's staying aggressive, though. Pedal to the metal, David, and you saw it paid off there for the touchdown.
Yeah, and let's finish this half now. Now, we got a nice lead. Built a little bit of a lead, but the defense has to go back out there. There's still a little bit of time. So get that stop to keep that momentum you just got, and everybody will be jacked up at halftime.
Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Looking to throw, it's Jennings. They get to him as he throws.
At this point, trailing by a lot, the defense is expecting you to throw it. If you're going to throw over the middle of the field, the window's going to open and close quickly. You've got to have better timing to complete that throw. They just didn't have it there.
Making side adjustments here. Looking downfield very late in the half. Blasted as he lets it go. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. He can haul it in. Incomplete. They took a shot, but that's how we'll wrap up the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. The Tigers will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. If they're going to get on top in this game, they're going to have to find a way to get the running game going in the second half.
I agree, so it can create some more balance, some more unpredictability. I feel like this defense has got a good beat on what they're doing, especially if they don't mix it up a little bit. So I do look for a little second half running the football Palmer out of this group.
And I think the thing, Dave, is they just got to be more physical. I don't think this is a scheme question about trying different run plays. I think it's up to the big fellas up front. They've just got to make the decision that they're going to be tougher here in the second half so that they can win this game.
That's caught. It's Brinson. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. Looking downfield, it's Jennings. He finds a dead spot in the middle. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. And the Mustangs will line it up on 1st and 10. Quarterback making adjustments. Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They'll move it back, and it's 1st and 15 for this offense. They just keep firing. Quarterback adapting. Finds his man. It's Brinson. Tripped up for the tackle. The Mustangs want to crank the tempo. Second down, they'll go to the air. Over the middle, it's Hudson. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down. And the Mustangs, once back up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. Now from inside the red zone. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. He just wisely got rid of that one. The worst thing that can happen to you is to turn it over on first down in the red zone.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw away.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. To throw, it's Jennings. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His third interception of the day. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
It's been great execution. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gotten out everybody right now on the same page.
Back to pass on second down. Makes the catch. It's Manning. Out of bounds at the 27-yard line, and this offense needed a play like that.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
So much for firing to a stationary sit-down tight end. How about this guy working the corner and getting the first down?
These tight ends can do so much nowadays. You start to feature them, but you watch him on the corner route, man. Just push it vertical, push it to the corner. QB right on the same page with him. Throw the football out there, and he makes the catch.
Looking to throw on first down. Lets it fly deep downfield. And he got a hand on it to knock it down in the end zone.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He is going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense's attention.
He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And you gotta love this defensive performance so far. Done such a good job against the running back that you saw last week, man. He can go off. He can make big plays. He can chew some yardage up and keep an offense on schedule. Nice job by this defense locking in and shutting down the run game so far.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. Missouri will have to send out the punt team. A low line drive and short kick. He couldn't find much running room there. Didn't get a lot of blocking, and he'll step out of bounds. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed.
Yeah, those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did on the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Back to pass, it's Jennings. He rifles one deep down the middle. He makes a catch. And a nice grab there. Big pickup down to the 35-yard line. The Mustangs will hustle to the line. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Wants to go up top on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Johnson.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes too. He is a versatile back.
Got some of the work done on first. Now let's see what they have on second down. Wants to go up top. Moves around to clear up the vision. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
That's another example of just really good football. This is why they built the lead here in the second half. Nice job pressuring the quarterback, making him feel uncomfortable, coming into somebody else's building and keeping it really, really quiet.
And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. Just keep slinging it. Fired just a little too long as the junior frustrated he missed that connection.
Man, the quarterback threw that ball hard too. And I know sometimes when you're throwing an in-breaking route, you want to get it to your receiver quickly. But when you try to strain and throw it harder, oftentimes your accuracy is what suffers. And you saw it there on the incompletion.
It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. They cut into that lead. It's now 28-17.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back.
On to running room. And what a huge chunk play for this offense. Just exactly what you need to move the ball down the field.
Man, we knew coming into this game just how explosive this offense could be, and a big part of that is their ability to throw the football. They've scored a ton of points, and it's because they can generate plays like that. When this quarterback sees the one-on-one matchup he wants, he is not afraid to pull the trigger, and he hits a big throw there.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you know they're going to get yards after the catch. He went nowhere after the catch. Nice job by the defense.
They go to the ground. Gets away from one. Finds some space. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
He didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If you could just make one more gap.
Touchdown, Tiger! And they take it in for 6 more points. They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9.
And this receiver is on fire. He's got all the skills that you look for in a big-time target. That's already his second touchdown of the game.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Wake Forest rose to the occasion when it needed to, and they'll be celebrating a solid victory there in Winston-Salem. Week by week, you can feel the momentum building within that program. Guys, I look at the preseason coaches poll and compare it to where the Sun Belt is right now, and man, what a difference.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there.
And after giving up that completion, guys, I wonder if the defense is going to decide to stay in zone or maybe mix things up, a little more man coverage, maybe blitz.
They'll snap it on first down from the 35. He wants to change this route. Dropping back, it's Jennings. With the catch, it's Renson.
I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
And he gets a big chunk of yardage to the 34-yard line.
And a great job by the QB finding the running back, get him the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
To the air on first down. Got a man. It's Knight. And he's knocked down immediately, but a good pickup on that play. They're looking to throw on second and short. Buying some time. It falls incomplete, and that'll do it for the quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and Missouri has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. One more quarter to play, and it might be unlikely, but hey, it's college football. Comebacks happen. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this third down play. Lost to throw again. Grabbed in the middle. It's Knight. Just outside the red zone. If they pick up the first down, they'll spot it at the 22.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Now the connection takes it to the 11. And the Mustangs are in the hurry-up. The offense changing the play. Looking downfield, it's Jennings. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the fourth quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
And back to the air on second down. Got his man on the right. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in.
And that's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
In the gun, looking to throw on third down. Touchdown, Mustang! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
One of the areas they really focused on for this receiver in the offseason was, we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. We're taking shots. We need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go in. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
And the extra point splits the uprights. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. That's reeled in. It's Manning. And the defense settled in to stop that before a short gain.
I like the slot receiver because he gives his quarterback a good option working the middle of the field. He's a nice weapon in this offense.
try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Looking to fire. Rushes on him. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. The pocket broke down, and the quarterback had to take the sack.
Really impressed by this pass rush. It's just guys winning their individual battles one-on-one up front. They're able to get to the quarterback.
Third and long, a check down would be the last resort. Fires on the move. Finds a man in the middle. He'll be brought down at about the 18-yard line. Not enough to move the sticks.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the end route there.
Is in the air on fourth down. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Looking for running room, he'll get it to the 43-yard line before he stops. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. Things had not gone the way they had planned, but maybe an opportunity to salvage this bumpy ride so far and avoid the upset. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. The Mustangs headed quickly to the line. Might be changing the route. To the air, it's Jennings. Caught near the sticks, it's Hudson. Big pick up on that one, they'll mark him out of the 40. They have a first down at the 41-yard line.
Hey, down in the fourth quarter, you better have a dude at the quarterback spot. They do, and they're going to trust him, and he's going to have to continue to deliver like this, making plays down the field, protecting the football, but we know he has the ability.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him, but this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
Wants to keep it in the air. Fires to the right. And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. He'll go out of bounds, but he gets the ball back, takes it the other way, and he has created a great sudden change opportunity. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
Going to swing it on second down. Going for it all. Touchdown, Tigers. They went for it all, and it paid off with the score. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their fourth straight win.
Salt into wound, right? Late in the fourth quarter, you can run the football, run this game out. No, sir. I'm going to continue to pad my stats, find my receiver out wide, and give me another touchdown.
The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over. Move it behind you. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it.
And that makes 5 interceptions in this one. The nightmare is alive.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost putting a nail in the coffin.
They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? This is what got this team in this position to win this game. Aggressive offense, taking shots. Here we are in the fourth quarter. They've got the lead. Why stop now?
They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move. He's dragged down to the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Quick completion to the right. Touchdown, Missouri! And the route is on. They push out that lead a bit and draw much closer to a win here in Week 9. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Spirited matchup with ramifications inside CUSA today, guys. Here's how it finished up. FIU handled its business today, and given what this week was like in Miami, that is saying something. This is a focused group, and it's reflected in that final score. One game, I know, fellas, but it could be one to circle when we consider the big picture there in CUSA.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Oh, gives him a tough stiff arm. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds.
Well, not a great run there, but I think what the coaching staff is trying to do is they're trying to help out their quarterback. He's thrown interceptions on each of his last 2 drives, and the best way to try to settle him down is to get the running game established. But I think the defense is aware of that right now, loading the box. Everybody up front is ready for the run.
Might be calling a hot route. Motion from the wide receiver. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. Let's see what they've got on second down. Got out of trouble and throws. Got it in the middle. It's heavy. Finally corralled, but not before. He picked up the first down.
I think one of the most undervalued assets in good quarterback play is the play action game. Making the run fake honestly and truthfully looking like run. You're fooling the defense, and then you're just making it easier on yourself because you're giving yourself bigger lanes to throw the football into.
Fires to the wideout. Got him downfield. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line.
Let's go. We got some life. We made a big play, something to build off of. We need a lot of points, and we need them quickly. Time's running out. We're trailing big in this ball game.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. Throws to the wideout. Nearly another interception. It'll be second down.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game.
And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he has had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches would have pulled their guy by now. I know the guy I played for back in college, he would have pulled me about 2 interceptions ago.
This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. Scanning the field, it's Jennings. Unloads to the wideout. And he's thrown another interception. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
Well, man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long, and here we are late in an obvious passing situation trying to get this thing close. The big INT, finally the defense makes a play, and David, it looks like they've just closed the door on this one.
Well, and you know, Mr. Quarterback, defense wins championships. And how do you seal a game? The defense coming up with a big moment. Yes, obvious passing situation. You know they're going to throw it. The big INT, and that might seal their fate.
Complete to the right. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31. And the Tigers come to the line in the hurry-up. Wants to throw on 1st down. Fires to the wideout. Beautifully thrown ball. Terrific catch, and they'll have the 1st down. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. Now down to the 12-yard line. It's 1st down. Looking downfield on 1st down. And he's got it in the end zone for a touchdown. This is an absolute blowout.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns in the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Off the play fake on 1st down. Wants to throw. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there. Forces 2nd down.
At this point in the game in the 4th quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Dropping back, it's Jennings. Snagged in the middle, it's Hart. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a 1st down at the 43. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Looking to throw on 1st down. Catch in the middle, it's Merrill. And he'll ramble to the 34 before he's finally knocked down. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. And the Mustangs come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
Let's go.
Wants to adjust the pattern. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quarterback extends the play. He'll pull it down and run. And that deep shot's going to wind up incomplete, but we do have a flag on the field. Let's see what the official says. They'll line up for a 2nd down play.
Double. Patriot.
They'll move the wide receiver. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
It's going to be difficult for this offense, man. Just where are they going to find the plays? You can tell the defense sitting back. They're playing nickel. They're playing dime. So you need some receivers to step up, make some yards after the catch, some contested plays. This offense has got to do something, and they got to do it quick.
Grabbed over the middle. It's hard. Doesn't quite make it to the 1st down marker. He's a yard short. Offense uses a timeout. 17 seconds left on the clock. The Mustangs will try to pick it up on 4th down. Quarterback keeps it. Breaks into the open. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 13. Offense lining up quickly. They'll throw it from the red zone. Dances away. Nobody open. He just throws it away, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense has just had this QB's number all game long. We're here in the 4th quarter, and still he's not able to set up in the pocket. He gets flushed to the outside, nothing open, and it's an incompletion.
Back to throw, it's Jennings. Fires into the end zone. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. You know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dimes. Bring the speed on the field and get ready to play the pass.
He might want another play. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And the consolation prize there. He gets into the end zone. Won't win the game, but at least to score as the clock hits 0. The result of this game is going to sting for sure, but you've got to continue to build, you've got to improve, and you can take some positives out of this late hustle and build for next week.
There's always positives. Coaches are always looking for those things that we did well. What did we do well so we can do more of it in the future? Finding some things here late that they did well.
This is a designed run. He gets in there for the 2-point conversion, and now it's a 3-possession game.